Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the second of our May ETA virtual commanders calls. Appreciate everybody being here. Take time out of your Sunday morning to join us. I know there's lots of other things that you'd rather be doing, but you chose to spend it with us, so thank you very much for being here. I'm Colonel Chuck Metzger, the 349th Airborne Building Wing Commander.
I'm Jimmy Burmeister. Thank you, sir. I'm the command chief, and I work just across the hall from you, if you didn't know.
I have no idea who you are.
Oh, well, this is my quarantine haircut. Jimmy?
Oh, you're the janitor.
Thanks.
Okay. Hang on a second.
Wasn't very nice.
I gotta send an email and get you fired for that haircut. Just a second.
You got relaxed grooming standards there, sir.
Not with me. You're fired. All right, done. Have fun on your last duty.
Okay, I'll give it my best, though, today.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Anyway, seriously, thank you for being here. First of all, before we roll into this, let me, Dennis, who's out there, man?
We have Mark Aragon.
Okay.
And a Sarah Bell.
Sarah Bell.
And Angie Parizo.
Angie Parizo. Hello.
It's in the Facebook land.
Yes, Facebook. Yeah. And Captain Smo.
We got iPhone connecting on Zoom.
Yeah, I got Master Sergeant Boone.
Master Sergeant Boone.
Staff Sergeant Scott.
Staff Sergeant Scott.
Hey, Staff Sergeant Scott.
Lieutenant Colonel Juan.
Sergeant King.
I saw Senior Master Sergeant Crowder. I think that's the chief, soon to be Chief Crowder.
Senior Foster. Senior Anderson.
Anderson. Okay. Sweet.
Sergeant Cadiz.
Major Noyer's back for some more pain.
Ooh.
All right.
Celebrity now.
Yeah. I know. He is a celebrity.
Yes.
Okay. So, like I said, this is the second one we've done. We did one yesterday morning, and we're doing it again. Our intent with this is we know that this is a really challenging time for a lot of people, and we know that one of the things that can add to your stress is we haven't been together physically, as airmen for a couple months now, and we're trying to make that, just to do it in the way that we can. We're trying to make a connection with you. We had planned to do this live as a commander's call in the May UTA. Obviously, this pandemic has messed that up. So with the help of our amazing PA and comm staff, we were able to put this thing together to do this virtually. So we hope that in some way, shape, or form that suits your communication needs, or at least gives you a sense of community. We chose to use Zoom and Facebook Live to sort of maximum opportunity for you to attend. And that's basically what this is all about. So I appreciate you all being here. I appreciate you taking time out of your morning to listen to these two mouth breathers, sputter out sentence fragments. But anyway, that's it. Before we get started, I just want to talk about Plan B, and that is if for whatever reason we do lose comms or video or internet connection.
What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? Yeah. We've got the Facebook Live if Zoom goes down, and you can see the address there. It's just on our public page. And then we've also, once this is over, we're going to upload the video of it to our public-facing website, and the address is right there that you can watch later if you're having problems sleeping. So, anything to add?
No, sir.
All right. Let's get into it.
Want to say thanks?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had thanks in my notes. So I did want to say thank you all. Thanks to all of you, sir. Thank you. It's always an honor to be in your presence. Thanks for being here.
See his line already.
No, it is. So I jump on the cool scale probably 6 to 11 points.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Nope.
I disagree. So
you make bad decisions.
But in all seriousness, thank all of you for rolling out of the rack this morning. It's 7:36, and you all are here with us. And I normally say, I know you have better places to be, but you guys are all at home, so you're in the place to be. So thank you for being here. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for being a part of this wing. It's greatly appreciated.
Yep. Before I will, I'm going to go back to this. I forgot to do this. Before we get started, we did have a question from yesterday's commander's call that I wanted to address, and the question basically was about fitness testing. I know that's high on people's list, understandably. So right now, if you were due in the months of April or May, you have a 6-month exemption, but headquarters has not pushed out anything past that. So as of current status, anybody due in June will test in June. Now, I do know that there's some plans to change that up at higher headquarters, but they haven't come down yet. I'm hopeful that that's going to happen because there's a whole host of problems we're going to run into later on down the year if they don't figure this out, meaning our throughput will not be able to handle how many people that we have to test. But unfortunately, as of right now, if you're due in June, you will test in June. Now, the hard part is going to be June is a virtual UTA, so there's nowhere to test, right? That's the obvious question. We will work that piece out, but basically it's going to end up being exemptions in June if the June UTA goes as scheduled as virtual. So that's what we know as of now.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's talk about what we're going to talk about so that then we can talk about it. We're going to hit on leadership changes. We're going to talk about essentially the road ahead and as it pertains to the coronavirus issues and how the 349th adapts and overcomes 12 to 18 months out. Then we're going to roll into our new strategic plan. We had a strategic alignment event, and we're going to outline that. We're going to go to some recognition and some promotions, some attaboys, and then we'll take questions and then do a fun save at the end. Okay, so as far as leadership changes goes, you all are way smarter than I am, so you've probably figured out that I am not Colonel McLaughlin, and you're right. My name is Colonel Chuck Metzger. For the last 2 years, I've been the Vice Commander for the 349th. Colonel McLaughlin retired on May 8th from federal service. He did take a position across the street in the 60th. It was a tremendous opportunity for him. And we're just very thankful that we were able to have his leadership for the time that we did. So our new incoming wing commander will be here on June 8th. That is Colonel Lee Merkel. He is coming from 4th Air Force A3. He's an outstanding airman. He's been in service for a long time. He began his career enlisted and is now risen. He has done Director of Operations. He's done Group Command. He's done the A3 staff. He's done it all. We're very thankful to have him, and he'll be here in June, just after the June UTA. So in the interim, I'm the wing commander here, and the chief is still stuck with me. Yeah.
Well, if you don't mind me adding, as far as Colonel Metzger goes, one interesting data point for you all is he began his career here as an enlisted airman, as an airman basic on this base. Pretty cool.
Really cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What you're seeing are some slides there from Colonel McLaughlin's Finney flight. And for those of you that don't know, the Finney flight for Air Force aviators, whether enlisted or officer, your last flight in uniformed service is kind of a big deal. Bittersweet, obviously, but we tried to send him off in good style. So he flew with the 301st, flew C-17, had a great sortie, great weather, and then when he landed, he was treated to a hose down with fire extinguishers in Champaign while he was masked up, as you can see. Yeah,
you really appreciated the waterboarding with the mask on in Champaign. That was extra special for him.
It was awesome. And I just want to say, this is anytime any of our aircraft go up, it's a tremendous effort on a number of levels to get that airborne. And a Finney flight is extra difficult. So thank you to everybody that put that together. It really meant a lot to him, and he can't say thank you enough. Obviously, with the coronavirus stuff and the social distancing, this was not how he wanted to leave the wing. Was not able to give the thank yous that he wanted to, but he sends his best and says thank you from the deepest place.
Yep. All right, so the road ahead. I'll talk to you for a few minutes about what the road ahead looks like for the wing and for you all. So with regards to that, the first thing, I'd like you to know that we understand many of you are taking a significant financial hit because of the virus. Everything we're doing as leadership has this economic context in mind. So that's one of the reasons why we're having the UTA this weekend. and want to get you here, get you paid, and help offset some of that financial hardship that you're experiencing. If you are experiencing pain really in any way, financially, if you're having mental anguish, any kind of physical pain even, please reach out and reach out for help. Don't suffer in silence. So there are resources. We can help you get to those resources, whether it's Airman Family Readiness Center. We have the chaplains. They're standing by and available. Dr. Slack is available. The First Sergeant's a great resource for all of you to help you get to the resources that you might need. So please don't, please don't suffer in silence, but please reach out. We want to hear from you. We want to help. One other single point you can reach out and touch for help is we have a wing first sergeant here full time. We brought her on full time to help through this crisis. That's Senior Master Sergeant Archia from the CE Squadron. She's now at the wing level performing first sergeant duties for the wing. She can be reached on the global. You can look her up. It's lan.archia. I don't think there's a number behind it, but look her up on the gal. You can also reach her through the First Sergeant Duty phone, which is 707-290-2853, and that's an excellent place for you to reach out, and she can help you get to where you need to be.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm still going. So the way forward now, Chief of Staff of the Air Force, General Goldfein, he put out a message late April, and in that he said it's time for our next reset on 30 June, which he defines as living and operating with the critical virus in our midst. And in that message, he goes on to lay out the road ahead as it pertains to the Air Force over the next 12 to 18 months. But really the bottom line is this virus is going to be here with us for the immediate future and longer. It's going to be here for a while. We didn't anticipate it impacting us and our mission for the long term, but we now need to work under those degraded conditions. So with that, we need to start bringing y'all back, getting back to doing our business and doing the mission. The boss is going to speak to that next, but now I'll just turn over to you at this point, sir.
Okay, so that's kind of a little higher echelon how that, but I'm sure where you're really more concerned is how does that affect us. Yeah. So as you know, we are a tenant organization here on Travis Air Force Base, the host installation, the 60th Air Mobility Wing. They really own the facilities, and we rely on them for a tremendous amount of support that we cannot provide. With that in mind, we're kind of beholden to them to fall in step with them as they come back to this path to new normal, or path to new abnormal, as I think they're starting to call it, because that's really probably what it's going to be. Whatever we get to is going to be abnormal. So they've outlined a four-step or a four-stage plan. I'm sure you've seen similar ones with state and county governments that really kind of, it's the crawl, walk, run approach. We're going to do a little, then we're going to do a little more, then we're going to do a little more than that. Now, the frustrating part with this plan is that it's not calendar-based. They're using a bunch of medical statistics, data, if you will, to determine when it's time or when it's safe to come back in what capacity. And so there's infection rates, there's death rates, there's a whole host of issues that they're looking, or data that they're looking at to see when it's safe to come back, and then even in that situation, how much is okay to come back. I know that's super nebulous, and I didn't nail anything down for you, but that's where we're going in the future. I don't know when that future is going to happen. It could be next week, and it could be in 2 months. We're just waiting for the doctors to give us the green light. We understand that all of us are by and large type A, and we want to come to work. We've got things to do. We put the uniform on because we love what we do, and we love our jobs, and we love our tasks, and we want to go do those, and we fully understand that, and we're trying to get to that point and be ready for that. But as it stands right now, we don't want We don't want to charge ahead of the 60th because they live on this installation. They've got housing. Their families are here. They work. They have larger numbers. And we don't want to get ahead of them, bring people back too early, and then risk infecting our host wing. So that's kind of what's going on with as far as coming back to work. As far as the way we plan to, once we get the green light, is we're going to kind of, like I said, do this crawl, walk, run thing where we're going to bring back some ARTs, some full-timers rather, and then we're going to bring back a few more full-timers. And then once those, we get the full-timers in place so that they can, turn the lights on, dust the cobwebs off, and make the place ready for you, so, the masses to come back, then we'll start metering in, TRs and starting to get back to more of a normal UTA. Speaking of UTAs, the June UTA, as I'm sure most of you know, the June UTA is virtual at this point because we don't have the green light to bring people back. But we are trying very hard to make July a live event in some form. It definitely won't be 100% live, but hopefully we can have some members back on station. In furtherance of this, one of the things that we owe to you is to make the 349th, the physical spaces, safe for you to come back to. So that means prepping all of our units physically, and you've seen it from probably the big box stores where you have a single point of entry and a single exit. We're going to get PPE. The mission support group has been charging ahead, doing great things, and they procured us an extra 1,500 reusable masks, yes, which we'll be distributing out to the wing organizations to be there when you get there. Putting in sanitizing stations, putting demarcation points in gathering areas so you can know what is 6 feet and what isn't, taping off chairs, putting signs up reminding you to wear your mask. All of this will be done by the time our masses get back to work. That's our due out. That's what we owe to you to make the place safe for when you return. Right now, some of the yearly events that we do, such as Operation Family Circle and the wing ball, we're still planning on doing that, but plans are just a place to deviate from. So if we can't do it, we can't do it, but we're really trying to make this place look as normal as possible for you when you come back. Okay, so that's really, I think that in a very large nutshell says what the way ahead is. So we're going to move to a different topic. I think hopefully we have ended any discussion of coronavirus in a way that is fatiguing. And we're going to move on to our strategic plan. Now, what this is this is basically where the wing is moving for the next 2 to 5 years. This is what drives how we make our decisions to accomplish the mission. So what that looks like is in December, leadership from across the wing and the 4 groups got together and sat in a closed space. They locked the door and wouldn't let us out until we were done. And we basically worked out how this wing goes forward, what our plans are, and where we're going to focus our efforts in furtherance of our mission and any directives by higher headquarters, both NAF, Command, Headquarters Air Force, so that we can really be ready to support combatant commanders if we are called upon. So we started, the first thing that we did is we tried to figure out what exactly is our mission. Okay, what is it that we have to do here at Travis Air Force Base in the 349th in order to support our directives? So we came up with our new wing mission statement, and that's, like I said, that is what guides what we do on a day-to-day basis. Trying to make it as simple as possible, we came up with one that we think really just nails it on the head, and that is to generate and sustain combat-ready mobility airmen. And that's it. That's what we do. That's why we're here. We train them and we send them out the door to be combat-ready mobility airmen. That's what we do.
Thanks, sir. And so the vision statement, when we worked on the vision statement, well, first, for you all, what a vision statement is, what we want to see our airmen doing in support of our mission. So that's a futuristic look at what we want, or what we want to be as a wing and where we want to be as a wing. So we distilled everything down to 4 simple words, and that's adapt, excel, innovate, and lead. And those 4 fundamental tenets, if you will, are what we want our airmen to be living their lives by and doing their jobs by. All of these things here, between the mission and the vision, all these things shape our thought processes when developing priorities as a wing.
Okay. So now that we've got a mission, so we know what we're supposed to do, and now we have a vision, and where that's basically where we want to be and how we're going to get to where we want to be. That shaped what our priorities are for the wing. Now, just to be fully open here, we understand that there's 150 different priorities across this wing, and probably a lot more than that. Okay, we understand that. But what we had to do is we had to figure out in this state where we're at right now, and we look at, what is our readiness rate right now? What is our manning rate? How do we look right now? Given that stuff, what are our priorities right now? And then we can go back later, and if we achieve these priorities, we can bring in some new priorities. But for now, that's the way it stands. So we got it down to our top 4 priorities. Priority 1, we're going to get ready. Or we're going to make sure that our airmen are ready for what we know about, okay? So we know the threats out there. We know what O-plans we support. We know what deployments are upcoming. We know what higher headquarters says that we have to do. We owe it to you, and we will be focused on making sure that you are ready to do those things that we have to do. And so that's where you see these, these TFAT, the BAR, the BDR, the key performance metrics. That's where we come up with those things, because that is how we are going to get ready to do the stuff that we know that we have to do. We're going to train you. We're going to make sure we can get you into the training programs that you need. And then once you get back, you get your seasoning training, you get your CDCs, and all of these things are the things that we are going to make sure that our airmen do. And then we're going to use that to make decisions. And the catchword is the data-driven decisions. But that, in essence, basically means we're going to take emotion out of it. We're going to look at exactly where a unit is, what their numbers are, and then use that to allocate resources. Because as we all know, there are finite resources. We are in a resource-constrained environment, and it's probably not going to get any better. So we have to decide where to allocate those resources. So using data to figure out what units could use resources, whether that's manpower or money or equipment, that's what we're going to do. That's our priority. So then the flip to that on the priority 2 is the stuff we don't know about. Well, not that we don't know about, but things that are changing. So these are changing missions that we have. And the KC-46 is a great example of that. The KC-46 will be coming online in the next 5 years. That brings with it a whole bunch of problems where we have to bring down the KC-10 in a way that allows the KC-10 to still meet its mission requirements. So we have to keep it manned in all crew positions, but at the same time we have to feed manning over into the KC-46 so that when that comes online, it is also manned and ready to go. And when you're talking about maintenance and support and crews and fueling and hangars, and it's going to get very, very challenging. So we know our airmen can do it. We know we're up to the task, but we have to make sure that they're ready to do it. Okay, and then as far as changing missions goes, here's a classic example of, this pandemic is a classic example of a changing mission. We didn't know we were going to need to have medical professionals going out the door to support this. We didn't know that we were going to have comm support to do a virtual UTA. These are the things we need to, that we need to look at. And although we can't predict everything, we need to make sure that they are as trained as possible to support those changing missions. And we were. I mean, our deployers got out the door to New York. Our comm people and our PA had the stuff ready, and we're able to flex into this. We can do it. We will do it.
Yes, sir. So priority 3, caring for airmen. You coining me at 8 o'clock in the morning, huh? And if I don't have a coin,
you got to give me something.
Can we drink alcohol?
Sure.
No. I don't.
You don't have anything?
I don't have anything to give you.
All right. That means you owe me more later.
All right. Well, there's alcohol.
Ooh.
That is alcohol.
That is alcohol.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Give me some of that, man.
Thanks.
Does it taste good?
I would not drink that. Okay. So priority 3, caring for our airmen and their families. So we're going to do that with 2 goals in mind. Improving the travel pay process, goal number 1. So, oh boy, do we know how painful that is, right? And believe me, that does not discriminate, the travel pay process. He feels the pain just as much as I feel the pain, and all of y'all do. So it's not lost on us. We are going to work towards it. Bear in mind to manage your expectations that a lot of those are bigger programs than we can adjust or manipulate it at the wing level. So we're going to work at it. We're going to do the best we can to improve that. Goal number 2, improve all communications and foster trust. So communications, very big, especially in this day and age. It is something that early in my tenure, I quickly assessed that the messages at this level, at the leadership level of the wing, don't always get down to the frontline airmen and all y'all out there. So I have been doing my homework, doing my research, and putting in time to implement, to identify and implement some communications methods where we can better improve your lives and get you the information you need timely and succinctly. So this is a good example of that. We're here on Zoom. We're all getting together and sharing information. So this will be one of those methods. There will be a number of methods that we'll be putting out in the future here to better improve communication and not rely on email. You guys coming in on the weekends to check your email to get all your information. Not bueno.
Crap! I touched my face.
Don't touch your face.
I know. I just did. I can't stop.
All right. So priority 4. Developing airman leadership skills at all levels. So again, 2 goals in mind with this one. Deliberate mentoring. So we had yesterday a bold event, virtual bold event, first ever. I mean, there was like 300 plus participants in that. Very successful, largest bold event we've ever had. It's pretty cool with this virtual UTA, all the records we're breaking. That's one of them. So we're going to continue with bold. There is another event planned in July. I believe there's some plans to have interviewing and I'm not Donald ducking, sir. I've got pants on. I would stand up, but I've got to. That's not nice. I'm hurt.
No, you're not.
So deliberate development. Back to it. We are, I believe, already making pace with that, and we're going to continue, increasing our stride and doing better with development. So we've had our inaugural officers development course. That will continue. We'll do more officers development. Again, with the bold, we're going to be doing bold. I plan on developing a superintendent's course, and am also interested in feedback from you all on areas that we can improve or go to better develop. So really want to plug in with you all, and so use these links and things that we're putting out there to communicate with us and tell us what we can do to improve. Stratification of our officers, 04s and 05s. Our plan is to by the January UTA every year have stratifications done so we do not delay or hold up that PR process. Same thing with the E7, E8 static closeouts or stratifications. Having those strats done prior to the SCODs so that EPRs aren't late or held up. Second goal, promoting a culture of empowerment and respect. So using things like the DOCS to make adjustments, to understand what pains you, make adjustments, and improve. Another thing that I've just recently done is I've created a link, or I've created a virtual suggestion box. And what that'll be is a link that you guys can go to and communicate directly to me. Those come to me, they're anonymous, so you don't have to have your name behind them. I don't know who you are, but I at least get the feedback, and I'm very interested in hearing from you all. So that link will come out by the June UTA. I promise you that I will have that link out by the June UTA, and I want to hear from you. And I think we just got to notice we got 200.
Jim,
yeah,
we're over 200 on Facebook.
Yeah, much smaller group than yesterday. Smaller audience, a little.
That's fine, but it's quality.
Intimate.
It's quality,
Yeah.
right? Not quantity.
Yeah. We could maybe move to the fireplace. Move, sit by the fireplace.
6 feet.
Oh. All right.
I just don't want to sit next to you anyway.
Yeah, you kill all the fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's you, not me.
All right. Now we want to move into something lighter. If we could get break all this tension now and move into something lighter, sir.
Okay.
All right. Mustache March. I'll kick it off.
No, I want to go through
Oh
some
no, officer
recognition.
promotions. I'm sorry, I just
And enlisted.
I just let the cat out of the bag. Okay, officer enlisted promotions.
You want to get away from me, don't you?
I do.
You're trying to get out of here faster.
I'm
Okay. All right. So we got through the stuff. Let's go to the fun stuff. Okay. Let me say thank you first and foremost to our medical deployers that we had go out the door. This happened really quickly. We had more volunteers than we had spots for, which is truly amazing. We were all of our LRS, our mission support group, our med group worked together to get them out the door and get them onto New York. They were working all over in hospitals, in wards, in ERs, working really long shifts and putting themselves smack dab in the middle of harm's way. I can't say thank you enough for that. There's no possible way. So this is the best I can do to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you for all that you did. Thank you for putting yourself at risk. Thank you for putting your families at risk. Thank you for stepping up and doing something that we haven't done before, because typically a domestic support like this would fall to the Air National Guard, but it simply overwhelmed them and they needed the reserves to step in. So we did it and we killed it. So we've sent more than 20 people out there. They worked, all total, those 20 people out there worked over 870 days if you add it in aggregate and support. And AFRC has right now, as of 2 days ago, had 902 airmen deployed just to New York, the New York area, in support of this. So Reserve Command leading the way. And it's awesome. So thank you. If you see them when they come back, say thank you. Give them a 6-foot pat on the back, and just really thank them for what they did.
I will add to that, sir. We also have a contingency of 50 personnel from, it's actually total force. So we've got reservists, guardsmen, and active duty on installation here that are part of, I think it's called a Transient Isolation System, TIS or something like that. They are here to support the Indo-PACOM and the whole Pacific region to get people back and out of that AOR and back stateside. They're pretty amazing mission. They got these things I've only seen in movies. They're these like isolation things that they load up on the planes. They're all tented up, and it's amazing.
It's really cool. Yeah. And on top of that too, we still have our normal rated deployers that are out. So I don't want to lose them in this. That we still have people that are deployed to all points around the globe in support of other operations. So kudos, hats off, thank you for all you do. Moving on to some promotions. We've had a lot of promotions while we've been out, but we're going to distill it down to just a few key ones. Congratulations to Colonel Erin Cook. She's our maintenance group commander. Huge win. She made colonel. So if you see her, ask her when the beer is coming. Yes. She's doing great things over in the maintenance group, and we're super blessed to have her with us. Colonel Jenny Archer, she's from the medical group. We just found out that we found out she got promoted, but yesterday we found out that she's moving on to Luke Air Force Base to command the medical squadron down at Luke. So congratulations, Jenny. Thank you. Thank you for all you've done for the 349th, and I know you're going to do great things down at Luke.
All right, chief promotions.
More importantly.
So and man, I would really love to recognize all of you that have been promoted this past this calendar year, but I'm going to focus here on the 4 chiefs that we've recently promoted. So top of the group there, Chief Mike McClafferty from our recruiting squadron here. Mac, you're great counsel. We interact almost on the daily, and really appreciate all your support, what you do to help us in our mission here. Congratulations, brother. Chris Stevens from the ops group. Chris, congratulations. He's the first. So we've been blessed to have a OG superintendent rolled into our wing. So that was a position we never had. We just recently gained. Good to get you hired in and there. Margie Jimenez. So Chief Jimenez, thank you. She's our Wing 3F5 functional manager. Came to us from the 452nd at March. Congratulations. I know you're away, and we probably won't see you for for a little bit till we can get back to abnormal here, and so I can't wait to congratulate you and do right by you by giving you that chief ceremony, that chief promotion ceremony here at the wing, and then Micah Smith over at the ports, Micah at the 55th Aerial Port. Congratulations, brother. Good to see good to see you. Good to see all of you, Micah. I think I already got to congratulate you and hang out with you virtually on Zoom, the boss and I, and drink a beer. So good on you guys. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And then I just want to do a big thanks to our PA and comm team who put this all together, as well as our execs. This has been a monumental effort to set up this, this scene from Anchorman, the movie here. It was, like I said, I wish you could see it with the lights and the cameras and the computer screens and the cables going all over the place. Like, I have no idea what's going on, but it's awesome. But thank you to Ken and Dennis, Sergeant Lee, Sergeant Adams, Sergeant Knight, Sergeant Poole, Captain Smolina, Captain Langeth, Sergeant Chia. I mean,
Calm 2 times.
Yeah, Calm
Mr.
2
Castro,
times.
Sergeant Knight, Sergeant Lee. I mean, they've been delivering big. Even outside of this, Calm has been taxed this past 2 months, and they're delivering. So thank you.
Yeah.
Mr. Dennis, you got Ken.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. Woo. You want to talk about the questions?
For all of you that have questions, yeah, that's right. This is my piece. I'm sorry. So for all of you that have questions, we're not taking Q&A in this session just because of the technical challenges that might pose. So any questions you have, please submit them through this web address. It's flashed up on your screen, 349 AMWPA, that's Papa Alpha, at us.af.mil. So anything you got, fire it our way. Open game. As I've said before, love to hear from you. And you can ask anything you want. You can ask Colonel Metzger anything you want. You can ask him if he's Donald Ducking or not. But want to hear from you, and we will consolidate those, or we'll put those questions together and get answers out back to you at the soonest. I won't commit us to a date, but hopefully this week we'll get feedback to you.
All right, so we're going to move into our last piece of this, and that is, well, you talk about it. Before you talk about it, Sergeant Middlestat.
Yeah.
Is that like
Sergeant Lumberjack?
Where is he?
If we could bring him up, he is.
Is that for real, man? Strong work, and it ties right into what we're going to talk about.
Yeah,
so
yeah, that is.
He was in there somewhere.
He's got a full-on beard.
There he is.
I mean, that's like growing down.
Give me a thumbs up if that's for real.
To his chest.
Oh
yes.
My.
Wow.
That's some strong work, dude.
Wow. I don't even know what to say about that.
Seriously, that's awesome.
That's amazing. So,
we're gonna send him a flannel shirt and an axe.
Okay, so mustache. I got to get serious now for Mustache March.
You do?
This is business.
Okay.
Okay. So this is my favorite event, and so I was excited to roll this out this year, and it really got derailed with everything, and so the plan was to have you all here live in April, parade you up, those that wanted to be judged, parade you up in front of the theater there, and we do a quick judging and offer some awards. So that's not happening, so we're doing it virtually. And we did put together a board, and the board was legitimate. It had a president, and it had oversight. They
were both the same person, but
yeah. Why do you gotta let that out? All right.
Full disclosure.
So the boss judged. It was only judged on this right here. So he truly didn't know who the contestants were. And we picked it, so to speak. So there were 4 categories.
You want me to do the backstory on it?
That's right. Do the backstory. Yeah, he's going to get to that backstory heritage. I'm getting ahead of myself. I apologize, but anyhow, go ahead, sir.
Yeah. So for those of you that aren't aware, Mustache March it's been a kind of an Air Force thing since the Vietnam War. It started when then Colonel Robin Olds, he was a wing commander out deployed into Vietnam, and for a whole bunch of reasons I'm not going to get into, it was a trying situation for our airmen back then. They didn't have a whole lot of control over a situation that it changed on a day-to-day basis on whether or not it was important. And so their little, as much as they could do, their protest was to grow their mustaches out of regulation. So it really is a camaraderie and a support thing, because then Colonel Olds, decided that he was going to buck the pressure from above to bring his airmen into line, and instead he grew his mustache out of regulations. Now, it seems like a very small thing, but in times of stress, some of those small things have big rewards, and that's really what it comes from. And I get it. I understand that only one side of our population can grow a mustache, and it's not meant to be exclusive. It's a heritage thing that's been going on in the Air Force for a long time now. It's largely an ACC thing, but in the MAF since about 2014 we've been playing. So you can see there over in the AMDS they jumped in with some very colorful mustaches. They won the overall group award for the best group. Thank you for playing. There's that dude third from the left on the top that looks like a weirdo with the finger guns.
The handsome devil there?
No, next to the handsome devil.
Oh. Come on. I was not a contestant, by the way.
He was not.
But I did play along, and I did right by General Olds. So thanks, sir. And again, I wanted to say this contest was open to everybody, to men and women, and so it was awesome to see AMDS get in the game. And so, I'd love to be more inclusive, and maybe next year we try some different things. We get creative, get innovative. Maybe we can go with eyebrows, bring eyebrows into it, and see who can grow the best set of eyebrows.
We're going to keep it above the neck, though.
I can see. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And there could be some good categories in there.
There could be.
The 4 categories here for mustaches are best of show, most disturbing, most fitting, and then the poor dirt lip award. So, the prizes that we're giving. So AMDS, thank you all for jumping in and playing. Each of you guys are going to get a $10 gift card to Starbucks, and for the 4 category award winners here, you all are going to get a $25 gift card to Sport Clips. So, I don't know when you can use that. I don't know if you can use that, but someday Sport Clips will open, and someday you can get a haircut. All right. So category 1, best of show. The winner is Senior Airman Austin Beck. What do you think about that one, sir?
It's awful, but it's great.
It is.
It looks like a caterpillar.
Yeah. He looks like he kind of wears that all the time, though. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
mean, it's Tom Selleck in a flight suit.
Yes. He does look like Tom Selleck.
Doesn't he?
Yeah, so
seriously.
So
that
Austin,
it's got everything. It's full.
Yes.
It's wide.
Yes.
It's
ugly.
Great. It's ugly.
It's very ugly.
Yeah.
So Austin
looks uncomfortable.
If you wear that 12 months out of the year, good on you, man. Because it's an interesting stash. Okay.
Okay, next category.
Category 2.
That was the most disturbing.
Ooh.
This is the mustache that will make you cross the street.
Ouch.
This was the mustache that will keep you up at night.
Yeah. Yeah, I would keep my kids away from that fella right there.
Yep.
And my kids are adults. I would keep. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just creepy.
Creepy.
It's just creepy. And
he did tell me that he grew that in like 10 days.
That's creepier.
So I'm interested next year. What can you do in 30 days there?
That just made it weird.
Sergeant Kaliba.
I just made it weird.
Yeah.
So Tech Sergeant Sterling Kaliba, way to go, buddy.
Congratulations. Enjoy that haircut. Whatever you're going to do with that.
You can use it for your mustache.
Okay. Okay, category 3, most fitting. Now this fella, man, he looks proper, doesn't he?
He came out of the womb with that thing on.
So Matt is watching. Right on, Matt. So you are a better man with that mustache. I guarantee it. I give you that.
My thing is, we talked about this when we were judging, and that mustache wears you. You don't wear that mustache. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's in charge. Seriously, like
Yes.
it's so fitting. It's so regal. And then the top hat, the monocle, the cane, that all goes with that mustache. Like it's it's like Mr. Peanut or that dude from Monopoly, man.
Monopoly man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Wow. You caught me speechless there.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. So
okay.
okay.
It fits you, Matt.
Let's pivot. So, Matt,
Yeah.
you're not going to get a gift card to Sport Clips. You're going to get a monocle, a top hat, and a cane. And so have fun with those. Okay, last category, category 4. Let's get this moving. Okay, the Dirt Lip Award. And that fellow there, Senior Master Sergeant Benjamin Swanson, he tried, and this is for the little follicles that couldn't. You did your best, but sorry, you just didn't fit in with the other fellas.
Yeah,
Ladies.
I will say though, hats off to putting a very, very large aircraft in the background to sort of make the mustache look bigger.
Oh.
It did help actually probably a little bit.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Better luck next time, man. But thank you for playing.
Yep.
It's awesome.
All right.
I love it. Okay. We have definitely wasted too much of your time already. I want to, in closing, I just want to add, the message I really want to drive home here and is that we understand that these are challenging times. We understand that everybody has their different, hurdles to overcome. Everybody's in a different situation. We have airmen, and we're getting them. They're starting to flow in more and more, which breaks my heart, of airmen that are falling on rough economic times, and it's crushing. On a personal level, I have a 9-year-old and a 12-year-old, and I'm about ready to choke them out with homeschooling, and I know that I'm not the only one. I would like to just say we're going to try to communicate as best we can. Keep in touch, whatever that is, with your commanders and your first sergeants and your supervision at your unit level. I encourage all of the supervisors out there to come up with creative ways to communicate with your airmen, whether that's Zoom social hours where you don't even talk about work, you just get together and say hi and have a beverage on screen, or emailing or phone calls or whatever it is. Get creative in there, but stay connected, and we're going to do our part to do the same to return that to you. This is a time, we throw the R word around, resiliency, but this is a time when it really matters. So look out for each other, take the necessary steps to make sure that you're well, and we'll get through this together. But we understand, we truly understand. We have more conversations than about the financial hit that our airmen are going through, and ways that we can creatively get some training done, but also get some coin in your pocket. Yep. And we're having lots of those conversations. And thank you to all the different organizations on the base that have come up with creative ways to get their airmen trained and then paid. Okay, because there are things that we can be doing, because when we do finally come back, we're going to have a tidal wave of currency and mission ready stuff that we're going to have to get accomplished. So anything that you can do in these times to knock that off your plate, so that when we can really get to the stuff that we have to do when you get back is appreciated, and obviously you will be compensated for that. But thank you for showing up this morning. Thank you for taking time out of your day. Hiding in the closet while the kids are screaming so that you can listen to us ramble on. We really sincerely appreciate it, and everything that you're doing.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. So I'd say one more thing along those lines as far as staying ready, staying mentally and physically fit. So I know it's difficult. A lot of us have packed on some pounds over the last couple months because you're sitting at home and you're kind of restricted.
Says the guy that brought in donuts.
And those donuts are like 4 or 5 days old too.
I know, and I ate all of them.
I know. But if everything you can do, please, anything you can do to get out, walk, run, ride a bike, try to stay in the best shape possible, because your physical health does help your mental health and just all around. So please try to stay healthy, and I can't thank you enough. I miss y'all and can't wait to see you in person.
Yep. All right, I think that's it, huh?
Yes, sir.
Stay classy. Thank you, everybody.
I think this is how we exit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.